The market rebounds as it continues to follow our expected path. Can the bulls rip higher, or is it back down we go? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we talked about the fact that we were looking for the market to find a bottom in that B wave of B, then start higher in C, and that's exactly what we saw as the market rebounded strongly yesterday, moving up, giving us the first indication that we're starting that C wave higher toward the 5,600 to 5,800 zone. Now the question is, can the bulls follow through? I'll get into that in just one second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, as always, before we jump into the charts, we are going to take a look at how the indicator did. Fair warning, it was a trend day. Trend days are not great trading days. We go over that in the training for the indicator, how to handle trend days and what they look like. So let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 5-minute SPY chart. We are in trading view, and if you're new here, we built our own custom trading indicator that works in trading view. You do need a trading view account to use it. And what you're looking at here on the left is you're looking at the yellow in pre-market and the blue in post-market. And the indicator itself is called the IWJ Pivot Point Pro. If we hit the eyeball, it turns off and on. And today we had a trend day. Now, trend days are not good trading days for day traders because the market has already gapped up and then it continued on the trend and you don't want to chase and you rarely get pullbacks that you can enter on. So when you have a trend day, you typically ignore the counter trend signals. Now, when we identify a trend day, so we started with a gap up, that doesn't make a trend day. We can gap and crap, we can gap and chop, we can do a lot of different things. But what we're looking at is this yellow line right here is the pre-market high. So if I zoom in or pull the screen over just a little bit here, we can see that the pre-market high right here at 520.17 is this yellow line. The market opened basically right at that line and tried to sell off of the pre-market high. We did take this sell signal. It did fail. But the indicator made a good trade. It made a trade off the pre-market high, which is a high resistance zone. We pull back into the VWAP and 21 can't get through. Then they push back above the pre-market high and break this high. And that is your first indication that a trend day has started. So we see that. And now we know that very likely we're going to be in an upward trajectory for the day and that all pullbacks should hold the 21 and VWAP. So for much of the day, we saw the market move higher. And we did take a couple of sells in here. There was a yesterday's high was one we took. And we do have a 3 strikes and you're out policy. So we took 3 chances on them trying to fail because you do get a failed breakout where they get above the pre-market high and turn down. So you take a couple shots at that. And then you end your day because there's no point in chasing these sell signals. They are no longer going to be valid. And all of this is in the training for the indicator. Now, just because we had a bad day or just because the market trended doesn't mean the indicator doesn't work. It simply means that we sit out that day. So we lost a small amount. We sit out. I actually live streamed it. And if you want to watch me do it live and talk about it live, you can see exactly how we handled the day. So go check out our live stream on the channel. So what we saw today was a trend day. So just no trading. It just kind of is what it is. And we move on to the next day. Now, that doesn't mean, as I said, the indicator doesn't work. As you can see on the screen, Matt chronicles all my trades. He is a paid subscriber. He does not work for me. He is not part of Invest with Jacob. He does this to keep me honest and make sure that what I say is accurate. He actually wanted me to kick up to 30 contracts in March. I did not do that. But you can see that we are up over 29,000 in the first quarter, and April is going very well also. 29,000 is based on a 100K account, which means we're up 29% for the year. This is trading 1 to 3% of our bankroll each time we trade. So it's not like we're getting in for all 100,000 or we're trading stupid. We have a disciplined trading plan that absolutely works and the numbers prove it. We also have guys that call this a cheat code. We have guys that tell you right here the winning days far outweigh the losing days and they love trading with us. And we want you to be a part of that too. If you're interested in getting the indicator and checking it out, it does come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and here's how you do it. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link and it'll take you over to our website. Once you're there, get to our membership plans area. And at the top, you'll see our monthly rooms. And our monthly rooms we'll talk about later in the video. You also see daily live calls. So I do an hour-long live call each day. If you want to see what the room's all about and what kind of stuff we go over, you can pay $5 and get in for one of our daily live calls. Listen, we go over the gold. We go over Bitcoin, the Mag 7, RTY, ES, NQ, SPY. Pretty much anything you want to see, we go through it. I answer all your questions. It is a live interactive call, so check that out. But if you scroll down just a little bit further, We have our indicators. Again, they do come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and that's because I want you to get all 30 days in there, because losing days are part of trading. Even losing weeks are part of trading. That is something that happens. But over time, if you use the right discipline skills that we teach you, you are a winning trader with this indicator. Now, you can just get this and simply put it on your chart in either paper trade or not trade at all and just see how it works. And if you don't like it, get your money back and you never risked anything at all. Or you can do like everybody else does and trade it, make money for the month, and then keep it at the end of the month like 99% of people do. It's up to you. I really want you guys to be a part of it. I know this wasn't a great example of how great it is, but I have to show the losing days too, because that's part of trading. Now, let's jump into the charts and take a look. So the market continues to follow our path. Remember, we were looking for, after this big move up, this to be the A wave of B, B wave of B, C wave of B, which we got. This is not the greatest structure down. So we could be looking at this as a diagonal for C, which would explain the kind of straight up buying we saw back into this resistance zone before rejecting. I would like to see an A, B, C down here into the 5230 or so area, down to 5200 in a wave 2. So remember, if we're completing this circle B, it means we're starting a C wave higher. This would be 1 of C. And then we're looking for a wave 2 of C, and then 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and a breakout. Obviously, these are not the scale necessarily, but I'm just trying to show you kind of the path. So any look at that kind of structure, and we'll look to get a long initiated. I don't necessarily think that this is all of wave 2. Is it possible it's all of wave 2? Yes. This does have kind of a corrective feel back to the upside, so we could be looking at kind of a flattish wave 2, which would not be terribly surprising given the diagonal down. You get kind of a flat wave 2 that doesn't get as deep with the strong buying back up. But ideally, what we want to see is a lower low and then push back up like that. If they do break back over this high, it's also certainly not impossible for this to be a 4-5, probably back into about 53.65 or so, or 53.70. There's a good line of resistance there as well. And then we may see wave 2 from there. In any case, I would like to see a deeper pullback here. You don't always get what you want, but that would be the ideal path to set up the breakout back higher. And then if we zoom out to the 1-hour chart or 2-hour chart here, so we can see better, we would be looking for this C wave to target this box we've been talking about for a while at 5,600 to 5,800. Right now, in its current form, it would be targeting right about 56.75, which is about dead center of the box. So this B wave here, remember off of the top, we're viewing this as A down, and then this A, B, C of B right here into the box, which is targeting almost perfectly the center of the box. And then we'd be looking for the start of a bigger C wave down if you're bearish, which means you'd be looking for a 5-wave move to the downside here, then a bounce, then a breakdown. Or if you're bullish, you're looking at a 3-wave move down and then back up to all-time highs. So really important time here for both the bulls and the bears. I do suspect at some point over the next week or so, we will be in this box. And then what happens from there is important. Can the bulls blow directly through this box without stopping? Yeah, they can. Is that likely? It is not the most likely scenario. This is a heavy resistance zone and supply zone. It should provide at least a little bit of a rejection before starting back higher after that. Or for the primary path, it should provide a full-on breakdown. So this box will be very important to the future of the market for the next few months. Getting through that box strongly favors the bulls back above 58.40, very strongly favors the bulls to new all-time highs. Rejecting this box and turning down favors the bears. Is there a direct down count? There is. I don't love it because of the size of this, what would this wave 1 would be, but you could look at this as a wave 1. The problem you have is, 1, this is too small. Then you have this bounce, then this gets almost to the 1.0 and then comes back up through the pivot. So it's not a very valid structure, to be quite honest with you. So I would not be counting on a total meltdown to the downside that breaks through these lows. Is that something we could see? Of course, you can see anything in the market, but we play probabilities. We look for probabilities, and the probability right now is that we come back into this box above. And if that's the case, we should reject from there and push down, and how we push down will matter. Any questions on the ES? All right, let's go over to the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ, very similar stuff. We do have, do this real quick. So we have the makings of, off of this move up, for this to be wave one, and then we'd look at this as A, and then A, B, C for B, and then C lower down into this 18,100 to 18,000 areas where we'd be looking for them to come down into. And then we'd be looking for a setup to the upside where they'd come back, fail a little bit, and break out, headed toward the bigger box above. So if we zoom back out to the 2 hours here on the NASDAQ, the box above is this 19,500 to 20,005 area. It's a major resistance area, should provide at minimum rejection. They already kind of tagged it here with the A wave, which is why we were looking for this bigger move down, so that C could target about the middle of the box, which is where it targets currently, about 19,700 to 800. And so if we get the move that we're looking for, we should see them come back up into this area. And then how they reject from this area, assuming they do, and that would be the primary assumption. If it's 3 waves, then we're going to start looking higher. If it's 5 waves, then we're going to start looking lower in a big way. So over the next few weeks, the market should start to tell us more of a complete story. Right now, the bears are still in control. As long as we are below this box, the bears control the market. Back above 20,500 on the NASDAQ, or 5840 on the ES, the bulls take back control. Again, is there a path directly lower? The answer is yes, but it's not likely. I do think that coming up into this box is the most likely scenario, and then we'll see what happens from there. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link, and it'll take you right over to our website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial. That's because I want you to get in there. I want you to make sure you love it and become part of the trading team before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. You literally have nothing to lose by checking us out. We also have our educational material. If you scroll down a little further on the page, you're going to see our indicators, which you saw in the first part of the video, and also our courses. We have our Trade Waves Academy course, and right now I am giving 50% off of this course if you get the yearly indicator. So if you buy the yearly indicator right now, you're getting 2 months for free on that, and then you get Trade Waves Academy 50% off. In Trade Waves Academy, we go over all of the things that are outside of Elliott Wave to put a complete package together. We go over market psychology, capital management. You can see all the modules here on the screen. Options trading basics, candlestick patterns, how to trade price action, bull and bear traps, how to identify market reversals, fib levels and why they're important, how to identify key support and resistance, and trade setups and proper risk reward. All of this comes inside of Trade Waves Academy. On top of that, you get our Elliott Wave for Beginners course included in this price, and you get the Advanced Elliott Wave for free included in this price. So for $497, you get all of those modules I just said, plus the Beginners course, plus Advanced Elliott Wave. It's an incredible deal, and you can get it for half off right now if you get the yearly indicator. Now, as I did mention, we do have our Advanced and our Beginners Elliott Wave courses. In our Advanced course, we're going through a lot of the things we're seeing on the charts right now. A lot of those things are the advanced fib levels, the diagonals, double and triple threes, flats, triangles, trading Elliott Wave, which right there, that is worth the price of admission. People don't understand that there's 2 paths, and how do you trade them if there's up and down? It's because you trade setups, and there are very good setups in Elliott Wave Theory. You have to know how to spot them and trade them, and we talk about that here so that you can understand how to do this course. Now, I understand if this is too advanced. You can see, though, that our traders love it. But if you need to get started at the beginning, we have our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course, and this course is really helping traders understand a complex market in a way that makes sense. It's extremely confusing when good news makes the market go down, bad news makes the market go up. It stops at random places. You don't know what's going on. That's because the news cycles were garbage. Elliott knew this long ago. He knew that key levels mattered. It's not random, and you're able to find these key levels, and this is what gives you a huge advantage over the rest of the market. In this course, you get 25 videos where we go through your introduction. We have to introduce you to Elliott Wave Theory. We have to get your mindset right and give you the KISS method, how this works and why it works. It's very scientific based. People think it's just, oh, you just make a wave up. No, very scientific based. It's outstanding. Chart setup and tools. We go through all of your chart setups, every tool you need to use with Elliott Wave, how to use it and why we use it, and then the Elliott Wave for Beginners area where we go through each of the waves, how to find the key levels, how to understand impulsive and corrective waves, how to know where to get these measurements, the corrective depth theory, the theory of alternation, the pivot, everything you need to make sense of an irrational market. Now, the really cool thing about both of these courses is there's several ways to get them cheap or for free. You can get them both at a $37 discount with our Elliott Wave course bundle. You can get them for free in our Trade Waves Academy course. If you buy that, they are included in that course. Or if you just want to get them at a low monthly cost, you simply get one of our monthly rooms, as the Elliott Wave courses are included in this price. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, we give you all of your real-time market updates, all of your buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions are answered. The midday video that you watch in these calls, that's live for everybody in these rooms. And then you get the beginners and the advanced course included in this price. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing and day trade. So we do trade quite often in my room. Now, if you're looking for futures trading, individual stocks, income trading, and advanced trading, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as the individual stocks, the futures trading, his income trading method that just kills it, and his reduced risk binary method that gets you in at a cheap price, get you huge multiples on your money, and it's how he structures that trade that's so unique. That's why you get a 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with your next market update.